What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Boosted Gaming. So today we are going to take a look at the brand new PvE game mode, the Summit, also known as SkySkraper. It's a great game mode. It's a replayable game mode, and I'm going to tell you guys what you can expect on every floor, whether it be directives or faction. So let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so we're currently at the Summit, and what you see here is you see the elevator. Last night we actually went up to floor 100. Unfortunately, floor 100 was bugged, and I won't spoil it for anybody, but floor 100 was uncompletable at the current time. But I will say it was a lot of fun, guys. So as you can see here, floor 1 to 10 is your normal difficulty. No kind of directives. When you go to floor 11 through 20, you can see that it jumps up, it goes to hard. And you can see the possible faction encounters from the Cleaners to the Rikers, Outcast, Hyenas, True Sons, Black Tusk. If we continue on, floor 21 to 30 is where you start getting into challenging content, right? Same thing, same factions. 31. You see now we're adding random directives. So one random directive gets added from floor 31 to 40. Factions stay the same, and it's still challenging content. Moving over to floor 41 to 50, you now get 3 random directives. So as you guys can see, it progressively gets harder, right? So that's what we wanted. We wanted a game mode that was going to be fun, replayable. And I see a lot of the beginning players starting off hard to challenging, right? So obviously everybody's gonna blow through floor number 1 through 10. They're gonna get through all the way to at least 31, right? And then that's where you're gonna start seeing separation of players, because you got your new people coming in that are gonna be playing. They're gonna be probably winding up on 31 to 41 for 41 to 50 for a little while. And again, that's with random directives. Then you get into the heroic content. So now you're starting to get back into where the majority of the hardcore player base is going to be. So 51 to 60, starting your heroic, no directives. 61 to 70, 1 random directive. And of course, all the factions are still there, right? So now you're on heroic, and I've got 1 random directive. Floor 71 to 80, you go back to 3 random directives, still heroic content, so still decent content. I mean, like I said, most of the hardcore player base, I believe, will get through all the way to this floor with no problem. And then you start getting into the harder stuff. So now you start getting into your legendary content, which is typically your Black Tusk, your White Tusk, right? And this is where your respawns are going to be completely restricted. You can no longer respawn in. As you can see here, if you go down in heroic, it'll give you the option to respawn. So as long as your team stays alive and nobody wipes, you can respawn. So from floor 1 to 80, you have that ability. As soon as you get to 81, once you hit that legendary content, you can no longer respawn. So if you die, a teammate has to pick you up, or we have to complete the floor. And I can tell you from 81 to 90 is where it starts getting a bit hairy, right? No directives yet, but wait, there's more. 91 to 99, 4 random directives with respawns limited. Now we're talking. This is the hardest content in game by far. You definitely need good builds. I'm not going to say that you need to have optimized builds, because on the PTS we ran through with like our typical raid builds, and we got through it, you know, just fine for the most part. But it does take a lot of communication. So no different than any other legendary, it's going to take communication, right? So when you get floor 91 to 99, that's where this communication comes into play. That's where it becomes key. And I think that's where a lot of people are going to struggle. Random teams that don't have communication, that aren't using mics at all, you're definitely going to struggle here. And again, you know, if you fail, well, guess what? You're going to get knocked right back down. Now, there are checkpoints, though. I want to say it's every 3 floors, I believe, is a checkpoint. So you get to floor 93, there's a checkpoint. You get to floor 96, there's a checkpoint. So I want to say it's every 3 or 4 floors, there's actually a checkpoint. So that's not as bad, which means you'll never drop below that, right? But again, if you're on floor, you know, 93 and you haven't hit your checkpoint yet, you're going to get bopped right back down to at least 91 or 90. You know, you got to be able to clear the floor to get to the checkpoint. Otherwise, you start back over from scratch. Now, what we've been running into on the PTS too, and this is kind of funny, is we get to a floor and we're like, all right, cool. And the doors don't open. Well, what the hell, man? You know? So we ended up having to obviously go out and log back in. Well, that sucks. And that's the other thing is, so obviously we got to floor 100. Well, guess what? The elevator doesn't go up to 100. So when I log back in, we're going to be logging back in at 91, and we're going to have to fight through Legendary with 4 random directives on to get back to level 100. Now that's going to be an awesome grind. That's going to be fun. You know, we can't just start right back off at 100 because the lobby elevator cannot reach this floor, as you can see. But there is a surprise up there for most people if you haven't seen the spoilers yet. I'm not going to ruin it for you now. It's definitely interesting. It's definitely a fight. I just wish it wasn't bugged, because last night was really fun with it. We would have fully completed it I'm hoping if there was no bugs. But yeah, guys, so that's the elevator, man. That's the summit, and that's really all there is to it. I'll have some gameplay up probably tonight for the summit. I plan on doing a little bit of streaming, or at least recording. So I'll put some of that stuff up for you guys. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any thoughts on builds, I will be putting out some new build videos as well. Yeah, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you for checking out the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Visit TSW, guys. That's my crew. Visit TSW, visit our Discord. I'll have a link down in the description below. Best community out there, up to almost 10,000 members, if not over by now. Had a lot of you guys in stream last night, which was fun. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. But until then, peace.